For the Brewers, the fireworks continued against the Phillies, this time inside Miller Park. The fireworks came off the Milwaukee bats early. They exploded off the legs of aggressive base runners, and they sparkled on defense, putting a halt to the Phillies for the 5th straight time. Fans are rolling in for tonight's ball game between the Phils and the Milwaukee Brewers. If you're a Brewers fan, you're thinking, this is going pretty well. We've won 5 straight over the Phils. Tonight, it's game number 2 of this 3-game series from here at Miller Park. They won 4 in Philadelphia, 1 last night. Here are the numbers for the Brewers during the 5-game winning streak against the Phillies, averaging over 6 runs per game. On-base percentage, .361. The average is at .333. A whole lot of extra base hits. The strange part about this is the Phillies are averaging about 5 runs per game during this stretch, except for the 1 run they scored in last night's ball game. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Matt Stairs. A little different Brewers team than when we saw them last time in Philadelphia, but they still won last night. So it's a little different Brewers team than Jerome Williams will have to deal with here tonight. Now, the Phillies are banking on the fact that Jerome Williams pitched very well in his last outing, and he's figured something out when he goes out to the mound tonight.
Well, he figures out that's hard down the zone, soft down the zone, gets a lot of rollovers. That's what he did last start versus San Diego Padres. Very aggressive in the strike zone with the fastball. I like what he did. He had very good command of the 2-seam fastball, low and away to right-handers, getting a lot of weak ground balls off the end of the bat. He also had a very good changeup working. Guys are getting out in front of it, hitting more weak ground balls. Jerome Williams is going well when he gets the ball on the ground from his pitches. His cutter, unbelievable. Right there, the lane changer. You think it's a fastball, all of a sudden you react, it's a slider or a curveball. 2-seam was moving very well, so he's keeping the hitters off balance. And look at his last 2 outings. The game against the Dodgers, 5 innings, 102 pitches. Wasn't bad. He was in trouble majority of the game, but he made some quality pitches to get out of it. Last game, San Diego, 7 innings. I guess the key for him is to throw 102 pitches because the team's 2-0, but he throws 102 pitches.
Well, you talked about the cutter. The numbers are down since the All-Star break against Jerome Williams' cutter. Well, speaking of numbers that are up, the numbers of Chase Utley have been up since he's come off the disabled list.
Well, they're up because he's seeing the ball very well. You can see the graphic right here. 6 games, he's hitting 500, 11 for 22. The key is he's getting pitches to hit, and he's not missing them. Early in the season, he had a lot of problems with that front ankle. He has a hard time rotating on balls to hit. Last night he comes in and he goes 4 for 5. I was very impressed having a very short swing. His first at bat, he had a weak ground ball to third, but here he comes up. It's a line drive to right field. Shows that he's feeling healthy. He hustles into second base for a double. Very short swing. His bat stays to the zone a little longer against Rodriguez, RBI, the one they scored last night. So he's letting the ball get deep. He's seeing the ball. He's being able to react. He's trusting his lower half. The worst thing that happens for a hitter is when you have a lower half injury is you start swinging too much with your upper body and a lot of bad mechanics.
Yeah, Pete McKenna talked about that today, that they think that's the main reason why he was struggling so much before he went on the disabled list. So he's leading off again for the Phils in Game 2 of this 3-game series. He'll have to deal with Jimmy Nelson, making his 24th start of the season for the Milwaukee Brewers. And speaking of Jimmy Nelson, well, the Phillies saw him back in Philadelphia. He actually got the win. He pitched only 5 innings. We'll talk about the big right-hander when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Where will Toyota take you? Visit buyattoyota.com today to find out. Toyota, let's go places. Buy Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. By Citizens Bank, one deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Closer to playing, but how close? Probably not till Tuesday. He took some swings today after running out in the outfield, and the Phillies hope he'll be back in the lineup definitively on Tuesday when they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Well, one thing is for sure, Pete Mackanin would love to have Maikel Franco in the lineup tonight against Jimmy Nelson. We mentioned that earlier this year the Phillies saw Nelson. He threw 5 innings. One thing that stood out, because we had never seen him before, he's a big kid, and he at times has a power arm.
At times he has a power arm. He is a big kid. At times he tries to overthrow his fastball. He doesn't trust the movement on it. He's a guy that goes up there and he has tremendous stuff. As long as he trusts his stuff. You know, he started working with a little curveball in spring training. He mixes it in once in a while, maybe a first pitch to get ahead. Very good fastball. That's where he likes to be aggressive with the second pitch to try to get guys to that 0-2. But he loves the slider. His slider is very good. When his slider is on, his fastball is pinpointing inside the right-handers, which he does. He's not afraid to throw inside the righties and lefties. It makes the slider even better because the guys start looking inside as a right-handed hitter. He dots that slider away, and he needs to be able to throw that big curveball over for strikes. Now, break down the season. First 14 starts, 3-8. His last 9 starts, he's 6-1. The biggest thing that he has done over the record of 6-1 is being able to throw that fastball, the two-seam fastball, at about 94 miles an hour, and it is running. It's not like a sinker. It's not coming in and diving down. It is coming in and going left to right, almost like a left-handed slider. The key is he's throwing the curveball for strikes. He's throwing the sliders for strikes. He has very good command of his fastballs. He's keeping the hitters off balance.
Well, and because of that, you saw that his innings per game, it's up. 6 2/3 is what he averages right now. He was less than 6 early on this season. Well, everybody's getting ready. We've got lineups at first pitch when we return to Miller Park. Bills and the Brewers get set for game 2 of this 3-game series. We're just about ready to go. Chase Utley is digging in. Jimmy Nelson has finished up his warm-up tosses. Utley's had himself a pretty good run since coming off the disabled list. 4 for 5 with an RBI in last night's ball game. His average is up over 200. It's been there before, but it didn't stay there the last time it went up over 200. And the first pitch of the night. Fastball in there. We're underway. It's no balls and 1 strike. See the overall numbers: 208, 4 home runs, 29 runs batted in. He's hit it 6 straight during that 6-game hitting streak since he's come back from the DL. He's 11 for 22. That's good.
Very good.
Gets it back to the screen. It's 0-2.
And the reason why is he's healthy and he can use his lower half when he is hitting.
There's Jimmy Nelson's numbers. Not a bad year at all. 9-9 with a 3.65 ERA. He's what you want in a pitcher. He's gradually getting better with each passing year for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, you start to trust his stuff. He has very good stuff.
0-2 pitch to Utley. Swing and a miss. And there's that slider you talked about, Matt, and how much it's become a 2-strike pitch for Jimmy Nelson. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Phils, brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Hernandez, Herrera, and Howard, followed by Jeff Francoeur starting in right field and Cody Ashe. And the bottom third of Freddie Galvis, Carlos Ruiz, and Jerome Williams. Otherwise, a scattering report on Jimmy Nelson.
Well, he's a 4-pitch pitcher. Average velocity is 93.3. Leg is hitting 229 versus his curveball, and you can see why the leg is hitting $119 versus his slider.
Yeah, it was really good. Cesar shows bunt, takes a strike. That's a tough pitch right there.
Yeah, it's a long night for hitters if he's going to get that call.
Yeah. Good night for pitchers.
Very good. I'm always talking hitters.
285 on the year for Cesar. He was 0 for 4 last night. Chops it back towards shortstop. He got tied up on that pitch. And hustling all the way, but he's retired. 2 away.
Well, Tom, I know you've been waiting for this all day, but it's time for the Nissan keys to the game. And the key for me is Williams, think of the string when you're on that mound. They've been putting the string across home plate. Throw your fastball, your off-speed pitch below the string. And Hernandez, get back to being patient. I thought the last few games he's been swinging at the pitcher's pitch instead of waiting for his pitch and making solid contact.
Well, and I think we just saw that right here with that swing he just took. Now, it's tougher because he was kind of in the hole. Odubel Herrera is the batter. Odubel's hit a little bit of a speed bump, 3 for his last 16. 1 for 3 last night. And he takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
One thing I noticed with Hernandez is that he is starting to swing at more off-speed pitches. And he is a fastball hitter. No need to swing at off-speed pitch until, 1, you have a runner in scoring position, or 2, there's 2 strikes on you.
Fastball upstairs, 2-0. Well, and as we've said all along, and we say this about everybody, sometimes it's when they advance, you have to adjust because the pitcher is starting to adjust to you. Carl Nardi of Garnet Valley is our participant tonight in the McDonald's home run jackpot. Phillies hit a home run. Then Carl stands to win $200. 3-0. Last time Nelson faced the Phils, he walked 2, allowed 6 hits and 4 earned runs in 5 innings. And you might think, well, there's no way he could have been around to win the game. But he did win the game because his team is averaging over 6 runs per game against the Phils. Here's a gimme strike, and it's 3-1. Jimmy Nelson out of Niceville, Florida, at the University of Alabama, where he was taken in the 2nd round. College teammate of Adam Morgan, who pitched last night for the Phillies and pitched very well. That one's out toward the alley in left center field, and Chris Davis can't get it. It's over his glove and go to the wall. And Odubel's going to pull into second base with a 2-out double. 23rd double of the year for Odubel. That leads National League rookies.
Very good aggressive swing. 3-1 count. Ball up in the zone. Nice thing about it is that ball runs away from you a little bit from a left-hander. He still kept the barrel through the zone and drove it to left center, where a lot of hitters will try to pull that ball and do the old dreaded rollover of the 3U. Shows that power to left center.
Well, it gives the Phils a chance to take an early lead here with Ryan Howard. 19 home runs, 64 runs batted in.
Which he needs to get back doing what Herrera just did, is drive that ball to left center.
I was thinking the same thing. Try to hit it away from the shift. Breaking ball, it's 0-1. Now he received a buffet of breaking pitches last night, so it's not a surprise that he gets one to start there. And that one's lined out toward the alley in right center field. That'll be a base hit, and the Phils will have the lead. Ryan Braun cuts it off. Howard stops at first. An RBI single. 1-0 Phils here in the top of the first.
Well, it was not left center, but it was right center, which I don't mind because you're still working the big part of the field. You can see right here, little leg kick, head down on the ball, which is nice. Look how long the bat goes through the zone. Gives him an opportunity to stay on the ball a little longer. You'd rather get jammed like he did there than hit a ball at the end of the bat and hit a weak rollover.
And I think what we talked about last night, or what you talked about last night, everything stayed in too. Francoeur pops it up. He got jammed on that. And Scooter Gennett is under it. And he makes the catch, and the side is retired. But the Phils do get a run. The 65th RBI of the year for Ryan Howard gives Jerome Williams a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the first. The Brewers lineup that's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Phils. Peterson, Lucroy, and Ryan Braun, followed by Adam Lynn, Chris Davis, and Scooter Gennett. And the bottom third of Gene Segura, Elian Herrera, and Jimmy Nelson. And they'll face Jerome Williams. Jerome 4-8 on the year, an ERA of 5.73, making his 19th start. Delivers low, 1 ball, no strikes. Well, I think we laid out all of the important stuff about Jerome during the open. Just trying to keep the ball down as much as possible. Within the strike zone, of course.
Right, and you can see the scouting report on Budweiser's scouting report on him. Average fast velocity 89.9, 4-pitch pitcher, and averages about 16.2 pitches per inning.
Well, this is a good one right here. I mean, to get that ground ball to second, as you talked about, keep getting ground balls to the right side from the left-handed hitters and to the left side from the right-handed hitters.
Right, and what we talked about with the string when he throws in bullpens or what he's thinking about, imagine taking a string in front of home plate, going straight across. That is the area where you want to throw. They call it the 190 zone. Now, Rick Peterson used to swing at that. Now, if you think about it right here, that's where the string is going across. His job is to throw every pitch underneath that string, and that's what happens. You get a lot of weak ground balls and a lot of rollovers.
Yeah, get it underneath or even hit the string.
Right. Because Jerome should not be a fly ball pitcher because he doesn't have overpowering stuff, so he has to rely on late movement on all his pitches.
Here's Jonathan Lucroy, and he takes strike one. It's 0-1. Now, the drill you're talking about, there are a lot of pitching coaches around the country that use it, but Rick Peterson really used it a lot when he was the pitching coach for the A's, for the Brewers, for the Mets. Off the end of the bat, foul, 0-2.
Perfect spot again. Yeah, this is where the glove is. That's where the string is. Now it's below the string. Now, it's not a bad thing to elevate once in a while to change the eyesight of a hitter, but you're not going to get hurt very often with pitches down that low in the zone.
Fastball upstairs, so there's the elevation of the eyes. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I wish I could call that pitch, but he overthrew a sinker.
That's popped up foul, but it was in a good spot. We're going to talk a lot about spots tonight with Jerome Williams, because that is the key for him to be successful. Hit those spots. The other key is that Manny Gonzalez realizes it behind home plate. Bruce Streckman's at first, Fielding Colbert is at second, and Jim Reynolds around the third. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lucroy, a .233 hitter. And he grounds it over to the left side. Picked up by Hernandez. What a play. In time, 2 outs. That's as good a play you'll see a third baseman make right there on the glove side from Cesar Hernandez.
Very athletic play. Showing very good range. 7 steps, turn and throw. Watch Howard's reaction. Oh, hum. Nice play. Look, first jump, very nice. The ability to turn a 360 and throw a strike to first base. We've seen Freddie Galvis. We've seen all the infielders make that play this year.
Yeah, if you're not athletic, you don't have a feel for it, that ball goes into the stands up the right field line. Ryan Braun hits it in the air to center field. Odubel Herrera is out there. He's a few steps from the track. Side is retired. A 9-pitch first inning for Jerome Williams. So we played 1. The Phils on top of the Brewers, 1-0 as we go to the second. On Friday, August 28th, it's the Goya Latino Family Celebration at Citizens Bank Park. Enjoy the foods, music, and dancing of this annual event. Take part in a special live auction inside the first base gate. Proceeds benefiting Concilio in their efforts to provide social services to the Philadelphia Latino community. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. 1-0 Phillies as Cody Ashley will lead it off. Boy, this is a broad strike zone. No balls and 1 strike to Ashe.
As long as it is going to Jerome Williams as well, so be it.
Ashe last night was 2 for 4 with a run scored. So he's hit in 7 consecutive games now. But if you stretch it back even the last 18 games, he's hitting over .320. It's been a quiet stretch for him. But it's good. That one's in the air to right field. Going back on it is Braun into that well. He has a few steps and makes the catch. Well, you want to talk about just missing a pitch? I mean, literally by an inch or 2. Cody Ashe just missed that pitch.
That he did. He had a very good swing on it. It just happened to off the end just a hair. And he knows it too.
Here's Freddie Galvis. He bunted his way on in last night's ball game, 1 for 4. Hitting overall .274 with 5 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Foul tip, and it's 1-1.
Well, I like the fact that last night that Freddie Galvis laid a bunt down for a base hit. So we talked about it last night about how it moves the third baseman in. He's playing shallower. He wants to take the bunt away. It just opens up bigger holes right through here.
Yeah, because this is the 3rd pitch and he's still moving in.
Ooh.
And that got a piece of Galvis, so he's going to be aboard. Well, that was a slider that just kept on sliding. At least it looked that way. Freddie will go up to first base.
If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the one you want to wear in the leg. 76-mile-an-hour slider curve. Either slider or curve.
Oh. That was nowhere near the strike zone. Well, here's Carlos. Carlos did not play in last night's ball game. Cameron Rupp's been getting the lion's share of the duties behind the plate. Right-handers are hitting just $1.99 against Jimmy Nelson. Lefties are hitting $2.94 against him. Slider for strike 2. It's 0-2. Play by Lucroy. Well, he made a bunch of those plays in yesterday's game.
Lucroy's very quick on his feet, very light on his feet. He moves left and right very well. It's almost like there's a pillar there blocking the ball, just kind of deadens it. Well, Jimmy Nelson's very slow to home, for holding runners on at first base. I just see him get a little aggressive against him. Big man has to do that big turn of the body.
Ground ball back to the mound. A little bit of a bobble by Nelson. They'll get 1, and that's it. Scooter Gennett decides not to throw because the first baseman Adam Lynn held up his hand. 1-4 on the put out at second base. So 2 outs and a fielder's choice for Ruiz. NBC 10 First Alert Weather, the most reliable weather coverage in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Count on it. Well, now Jerome Williams. Jerome has 2 hits in 26 at-bats this year. Overall, 30 plate appearances for the righty, and he pulls that to third. Instead of going to second, they throw across the diamond. Side is retired. So a fairly easy second inning for Jimmy Nelson. Phillies leave 1 on to the bottom of the second in a 1-0 ball game. Philly Photo Data Strong fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Last of the second, Jerome Williams finishing up his warm-up tosses. He made the last out in the top of the second inning. So he will face Adam Lynn, Chris Davis, and Scooter Gennett. 4, 5, and 6 for the Brewers. Pitcher makes the last out or is on the base paths or even in the on-deck circle. When an inning comes to a close, he does not have to adhere to the clock, which here is in right center field.
What about the catcher if he makes the last out?
Well, they can always throw somebody out there to catch for him to warm up the pitcher.
Brad Osmus.
Like Brad Osmus. Did you see that the other day?
Yeah. He says he does it quite a bit.
Well, we should tell Pete that he should go out and warm up the pitcher.
Well, yeah, Brad Osmus wants to get a reading on how his pitcher, the baseball is moving when he's catching them. Apparently that's what they said. I just kind of like the fact that he's throwing the ball back to him.
Yeah.
Just like a grenade.
I did notice that the pitcher wasn't really firing.
Can you imagine spiking a heater right in the shin?
Adam Lynn takes strike one.
Then again, some pitchers might want to do that to their manager.
It does depend on the manager.
I know I had one I wanted to.
Well, anyway. That's good. It's just one.
One of 19.
Lynn was hitless in last night's game. He was 0 for 3. He has very different numbers against righties than lefties. Against lefties, he's hitting .211. No home runs. Against right-handers, he's hitting .299 with 17 home runs. I mean, he's feasting on right-handers. Looks like he whipped a cutter. And he fouled it over the Brewers dugout. Chase Utley with another opportunity. And there's one away. That'll bring Chris Davis to the plate. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, we saw Ryan Braun fly out to center field to end that first inning. An easy play for Odubel Herrera. But last night, we saw him make a couple of difficult plays. And I wanted to talk to Juan Samuel, the Phil's outfield coach, about his progress and what he thought Odubel has been able to do so far this season. And honestly, he said he's been a huge surprise defensively for this team. You know, this is a guy that never played the outfield position or rarely played the outfield position before he got to the Phillies. And he's done a real nice job. He said one thing he'd like to see Odubel do better is be a little bit more vocal out there. And we saw a play last night where he wasn't loud enough in calling off Don Brown. They collided. A run was able to score. But that's the kind of thing he said, look, he's a young player, first time in the big leagues. That's an easy ground ball to Freddie Galvis short. Nice pick by Ryan Howard. I spoke too soon. He said he's a young guy, and, you know, he's still kind of feeling his way with his teammates. And you see the play right here. It is certainly his ball. There's no doubt about that. Don Brown peels off at the very end, but they collide. But he said he'd like him to be a little bit more vocal, not only in times like that, but also in moving around the corner outfielders as well, depending on where he feels comfortable playing the center field at that moment. So that's one thing he needs to work on. He said, but that's going to come with time. But for the most part, they look at each other and they look at the other coaches and say, what a terrific job he has done in his first 2/3 of a major league season playing a position that he really had never played before. And I know we've talked about it quite often, but he has been very, very good out there.
I agree with that, Murph. And, you know, the two outfielders who've never played the outfield before, I think have actually done very nice. I mean, Cody Ashley in left field and Odubel in center field. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Scooter Gennett.
I agree. I think Cody has come a long way from playing left field. To me, personally, I think left field is the hardest position to play. The way the ball comes off the bat from left-handers.
Scooter Gennett with a base hit to center field. Of course he does. He's 8 for 16 now against the Phillies. And Gene Segura will be the batter. 259 with 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. Trying to Major League scoreboard. It's not the Patriots against the Seahawks. Red Sox 22, the Mariners 10. Man, Mariners had to use a position player in today's ball game. Jackie Bradley has had himself a pretty good 5 days and an excellent day today from the 9-hole.
6 at-bats in the 9-hole. Who was the kid we were talking? Shaw? There's always that one guy in the lineup who drops a 0 for 6.
Yeah, 0 for 6.
I didn't even get 5 hits in 3 weeks usually. Let alone 6 at-bats.
Just below the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We're going to refer to the knees as a string tonight. Just below the string.
Just below the string. Out to Utley at second base. He's been a busy man. Already 3 assists for Chase Utley. And overall, that's 5 ground ball outs. Scooter Gennett is left on the base paths. We'll leave for the third. The Phil's up 1-0. Fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Matt, the question is, who holds the Brewers record for most home runs hit in one season by a pitcher?
He's no longer here.
He is no longer here, no. Hasn't been here in a while.
Nope.
Top of the third, Chase Utley leads it off. Utley struck out his first time up. That one is pulled out to right field. Braun on the run, and it's over his head. Over the wall, it's gone. A line drive home run for Chase Utley. It's his 5th of the year, and the Phils lead it 2-0. Well, I guess he's healthy.
He's healthy. He's found his swing. And with that home run, somebody's happy.
Carl Nardi from Garnet Valley.
First pitch fastball right down the middle of the plate. Nice short swing. Look at the hands get out front. The barrel stays back. Lower half. And I repeat, lower half working very nicely.
Well, Carl, congratulations. You've won $200 thanks to Chase and the McDonald's home run jackpot. No balls, 1 strike to Cesar Hernandez. Cesar checks his swing. They do not appeal. It's 1-1. Braun was going back on that as if he was going to play it off the wall. the hands again out to shortstop. For the second straight at bat, Hernandez is retired by Segura. What a way for Odubel Herrera. Well, for Chase Utley, he is now 12 for 24 since coming off the disabled list. It was a great scene last night after he got thrown out trying to stretch the single into a double. You know, we showed you the highlight during the open. But as he was getting up and going out to his position, he called himself stupid, trying to stretch the single into a double. He's still engaged in the game, isn't he?
Oh, unbelievable.
The ball's 1 strike to Herrera. He doubled his first time up. Came around to score the first run.
You know, I just like the fact that Chase's lower half is healthy. That front foot. You know, just imagine about taking a bunch of tape and wrapping it around your ankle as tight as you could, and then trying to rotate while you're hitting or doing anything. It just didn't work.
And there was a bad habit that was picked up also.
Well, yeah, because everything he does, when he was struggling early in the season, everything he did, he hit with his upper body. And all hitters and pitchers the same way. If you don't have a healthy lower half, you create a lot of bad habits. Ryan Howard had bad habits after he had the Achilles and the knee problems.
Now tip, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, everyone talks about, you know, this guy's he's a big kid. He should be able to hit for a lot of home runs. I don't care how big people are their upper body. When you create your power in your home run or driving the ball to left center, right center, it all comes from proper technique by using your lower half.
Down the third base line, that's going to go just inside the left field line. Davis is up with it. His throw to second not in time, and it's the second double of the ball game for Odubel. I was about to say that's going to go for a double, but then when I saw Davis get to it quickly, I wasn't sure. But Odubel was moving as soon as he left the box.
Well, and he was thinking double the whole way. That's the key right there, is when you make the contact, knowing that you have an opportunity to get in a scoring position. Head down. Notice that he has a chance. Samuel telling him to pick it up a little bit. Slide into second base very easily.
So he's in scoring position for Howard. Same kind of exchange we had in the first when the Phils scored a run. Howard drove it in. Swing and a miss. Herrera's going to third. The pitch is high. The throw to third is not in time. He got his hand in. Third baseman Herrera thinks that they got him, so he's pausing for a moment.
Very good throw, right on the money.
No,
he's safe.
He's definitely safe. Brewers will not contest that. 12th stolen base of the season for Herrera. And now a fly ball or a ground out. Well, fly ball. Now the infield's coming in. Fly ball will score. Should score. That one's pulled foul.
I mentioned earlier about Jimmy Nelson, big kid, slow to home plate with his delivery. And you get those little rabbits on there and take advantage of it.
Swing and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's his second strikeout. So 2 outs with a runner at third, and Jeff Francoeur is coming up. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Francoeur popped out to second his first time up. And it's 0-1. I don't think Jeffrey agreed with that.
No.
That one is looped back toward the middle, and Scooter Gennett makes the play. Side is retired. Francoeur jammed for the second time tonight. Phillies did get a run, though, on the home run by Chase Utley, his first since coming back off the disabled list. A line drive that gets over the wall in right field. And the Phils lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Go wrong when you buy right. Buy your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And buy McDonald's. Double the love it at McDonald's with a double cheeseburger and small fry for just $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Well, good start for the Phillies. They lead it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Elian Herrera, Jimmy Nelson, and Shane Peterson will bat for the Brewers against Jerome Williams. Herrera shows bunt, strike one. It's 0-1. Herrera was 0 for 3 with a strikeout in yesterday's ball game.
Great cutter, great location.
We showed you the highlights of his last start against San Diego and the way his cutter was moving. That's the way it was moving. It wasn't just one or two. Most of them were moving that way. It's an unhittable 0-2 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See if he comes back with a cutter right here.
Yep, he did. And it was a good one. First strikeout for Jerome. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Well, hold on, everybody. The Yankees have now won back-to-back games against the Blue Jays. Carlos Beltran, another home run today. The Yankees won it 4-1, so their lead in the division is up to a game and a half over the Blue Jays. They still have 8 games against each other for the rest of the year, including tomorrow. Nelson a foul tip. It's 0-1. Just watching some of that game today, the crowd looked epic, and they were looking to really jump on the bandwagon and get louder and louder as the game went on.
You say the 8th or the 9th sellout today of the year?
Yeah, and tomorrow will be the next one. But give credit to Tanaka. I mean, he got beat around pretty good last week by the Blue Jays, and not today. There's strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 2 outs, top of the order. Shane Peterson's coming up. Sunday, August 30th, the Phillies take on the San Diego Padres. The giveaway, it's a good one. It's the ShopRite back-to-school lunch bag, free to fans 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. You take a glance at the lunch bag. It's always a great giveaway when the Phils give out the item prior to school beginning. Ball, no strikes to Shane Peterson. Grounded out to second his first time up.
Good pitch.
Change up.
Yep. Now see if they go back in there with that cutter. 3 pitches away. Fastball away, changeup away.
They did. A ground ball at the first base line. Easy play for Ryan Howard. And
Great
a
call.
1-2-3 third inning for Jerome Williams. He's only allowed 1 hit so far through the first 3. We'll go to the 4th. The Phils on top, 2-0. Super sticky Post-it notes available in a world of colors and ideal for the most hard to stick surfaces. Personally delivered to your desktop for free by who but W.B. Mason. 2-0 Phillies on top. We go to the top of the 4th inning. And the Phillies fans who have ventured here to Milwaukee. There were a lot here last night. There are a number that are here tonight. Excited to see the way the Phils have jumped out to this lead. Everybody's excited about how they've played since the All-Star break. 17-8 since the All-Star break. 6-6 here in the month of August. And 1 game over 500 since the 1st of July.
And I think everyone's getting excited to see that the young players are getting an opportunity to play and producing.
Cody Ashley leads it off. He flied out to the track in right field his first time up. Takes a breaking ball. It's 0-1. Now, in years past, the Phillies weren't excited about being 1 game over 500 since the 1st of July. But the way April, May, and June went, 1 game over 500 since the 1st of July is pretty darn good.
Very good.
And 17-8 since the All-Star break is even better. Phillies are 20-22 since Pete took over.
Oh, another one.
That hit the foot of Cody Ashley, so the second batter has been hit by a pitch. And the leadoff batter's aboard. Freddie Galvis coming up.
Well, I mentioned it earlier. If you want to get hit by a pitch, the curveball and slider, especially no balls, 2 strikes. Take that to the bank every day.
Take it to the bank on your toe also, on the tip of your spike.
Jersey's better.
Yeah, I guess. Grazing of the jersey.
No, you know what? A good fastball on the bicep of the arm.
Yeah.
And they just jog to first base and don't even think it hurt. Pitchers go, man, I got to start throwing harder. And he does that. He goes
there you
up
go.
and away.
Galvis takes it way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Budweiser still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. After a meeting between Lucroy and Nelson, Galvis will stand back in, ahead 1 ball, no strikes. Bends it back a little bit, 2-0.
Now, usually you would think no one out, men on first, 2-0. Great time to do a hit and run. But he's thrown 2 balls out of the strike zone, way out of the strike zone.
Now 3.
You almost think this would be an automatic run right here. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's a hit. It's a running hit, not a hit and run.
Ashley does not go, and the pitch is hit foul. And it's 3-2. Now the difference is run and hit. Freddie doesn't have to swing.
Exactly. You're still trying to get a jump to steal second base.
What about now? 3-2, nobody out.
Send him.
He goes. Pitch is hit in the air to center field, and Peterson will settle back under it and makes the catch, 1 away. So Freddie's retired. Carlos Ruiz is coming up as Ashley goes back to first. Carlos hit into a fielder's choice his first time up.
I mean, Cody had an unbelievable jump there. And Cody's not a slow runner.
Good play by Lucroy to backhand that. It's 1-0. Yeah, Cody, before that pitch came to Galvis, inched off a little bit more than he had inched off before. But you're right, he was off and running.
And from Jimmy Nelson, we have not seen a slide step yet. So as soon as that left foot lifts, take off.
Outside, 2-0. Went with a breaking pitch that time. He's got much different command today than he had the last time we saw the Milwaukee Brewers. 50 pitches already with 1 out here in the 4th. That's not awful. Broken bat, 1 hopper, picked by Herrera. Nice play. He throws across the diamond in time to get Ruiz. Ball was not hit that hard, but it did take a crazy hop as he was spinning toward the line.
jam shot, but like you said, does take that big hop coming back towards him. Great concentration, very nice hands. See right there, comes back towards his head. Thought about going to second base. Still get up and made a strong throw to first.
So as he's at second base, Jerome Williams, who grounded out his first time up, will be the batter. Think Jerome will take a pitch here?
Man on second base. Probably not. Probably will. Backwards this time. Last time he swung at the first pitch with the man on first. Now you get a man on second base with.
And hence the breaking ball.
A hanging breaking ball.
Well, back to the screen. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's right. Jerome's a better hitter with 2 strikes. He shortens up.
I was looking to see if he was shorting it up there for a second. Not on the same page as far as the pitch goes.
No.
Here we go. Swing and a miss, and Jerome strikes out. Side is retired. The Phillies get a leadoff base runner. Cody Ashley was hit by a pitch, but he was left over at first. So Lucroy will lead it off when we come back in the bottom of the 4th. At Toyota.com to find out Toyota Let's Go places. By Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at ChevyDealer.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, Phillies on top 2-0. I'd like to welcome everybody inside the broadcast booth here in Milwaukee. It's spacious. Is it not spacious, Matt?
Tremendous.
It is big. Phillies are up 2-0. A home run by Chase Utley has helped their cause here tonight. That's a good sign that he's continuing to hit the ball like that.
Well, it is. It's a good sign. Excuse me. Once he's getting pitches to hit, he's not missing them. And 2, he's not hitting the ball right at people. He's finding the hole. He's hitting doubles. He's showing that he's running the bases well with some doubles, some home run. So it's nice to see him come back being healthy.
All right. So the other thing then is Jerome Williams, who has gone one time through the order, +1, and now he's got Lucroy to deal with, and Ryan Braun in the on-deck circle. So for him, it's just keep doing what he's been doing, right?
Throw it at the string high. Remember, we're not calling knee-high fastballs. We're calling it string-high fastballs.
The 190 zone, everybody. That's what we're calling it. First pitch to Lucroy. See? It's in there at the string. 0-1. Lucroy's first time out, grounded out to third. 6 groundouts so far for Jerome Williams. 6 of the 9 outs have come on the ground. 1 fly ball to center, and then a couple of strikeouts. Scooped up by Cesar at third base. Boy, he's making it look easy over there. 1 out for Ryan Braun. Well, after the Phillies return to the road next weekend, they're home for a week, and it begins with a 4-game series against the New York Mets. All 4 at 7:05. Tickets can be purchased for each of those games by going to Phillies.com. The first place New York Mets, who are sitting 4.5 up over the Washington Nationals. It's remarkable. Ryan Braun fly to center field his first time up. Good pitch, good spot.
The dreaded backup cutter. Always works.
Just give up on it.
Yep.
Carlos liked that one. That is the 190 zone, but it's taken for ball 2. Down the right field line, out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Pirates are leading the Mets 3-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. Gregory Polanco has 2 hits, including a home run. Pirates won last night's ball game against the Mets. No big deal, though, because the Nationals have lost 4 straight.
And they'll be happy to get out of the West Coast.
And they're saying it's not a big deal, and there's still plenty of time, of course, but it's a big deal. Sometimes when it starts creeping into your head at this time of the year, it's pretty hard to get it out of your head.
Especially when your ace struggles last night.
Little tap with foul, and it remains 2-2.
The Nationals are only a game over 500.
It's remarkable. You know, look at some of the stories around baseball, the positives. And then you look at some of the negative stories, and that's one of them. Inside, 3-2.
Making some quality pitches.
Yeah, he is spitting on or fouling off some of these quality pitches.
I think the only pitch he has not seen yet is the big curveball.
Well, pitch number 10 is right here. The 3-2 to Braun. Again, fouled down the right field line. He's covering the entire plate and then some. Phillies fans, did you know the StubHub app is personalized just for you? Get the StubHub app today. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Phillies. The 11th pitch of the at-bat will have to wait. Time has been called. Got him. Boy, he wins the battle. And Ruiz hangs on. There was a little bit of a tip there. And there are 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
Well, this is a very nice changeup. Look at the movement straight down. Getting Braun to swing over top of it. I mean, that's a very good pitch. And knowing that you have the confidence to throw another changeup with a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
And Lynn grounded out to Utley his first time up. First pitch strikes. You could be the best friend of a pitcher when you're able to do it consistently. And tonight, Jerome Williams is throwing first pitch strikes. 0-2.
Ten of 13 first pitch strikes.
There's a liner out toward right field. Jeff Francoeur is there. Side is retired. 4 scoreless innings for Jerome Williams here tonight. He's retired 7 consecutive hitters, only 1 hit allowed. We'll move to the 5th with the Phils up 2-0. It as well as anybody here at this ballpark. It just seems like everything up in the air because of the lights. It causes issues for the outfielders.
Well, it's not necessarily the lights here, Tom. It's the windows.
Oh, is that what it is?
The windows are open, so the solar lights. You see right here, it's below the windows. Then all of a sudden, once it gets up to those windows there,
I gotcha.
Anything below this line right here, you're fine. But once it gets above, it's like a little strobe light because it's hard to see and it's hard to pick up.
Yeah, you could see that would be an issue. Is it just day games or twilight?
Day games, twilight.
Yeah. So tomorrow should be a nice adventure.
Yeah, I didn't like playing day games here.
I think you'd say that about every day game. Not even here, not only here. Utley homered his first time up, or last time up, I should say. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here it is.
First pitch, fastball, being aggressive. Nice short swing, line drive. Gone in about 4 seconds. Does the little Toro he did.
And he pulls that one down the right field line. That one's going to the corner. Now Braun threw him out last night. This one is a little deeper. And Utley will get to second base with a stand-up double, his 12th of the year. 2nd extra base hit of the night. Not only does he look healthy, but it also looks like he's enjoying this leadoff spot. All great signs.
I mean, this is such a short swing. He tucks his hands in, keeps the ball fair, which is key. You know, if he casts his hands, if his hands go away from his body, he hooks that ball so foul. But by keeping his hands close to his body, the barrel stays to the zone, allows him to keep that short swing and line drive fair.
Well, 4 hits last night, 2 hits now tonight in this ball game. And here's Hernandez with the corners pinching in. And he bunts toward third. It's a fair ball scooped up by Herrera. And he throws him out. The idea there was to get Utley over to third, but maybe pick up a base hit too. But that'll go down as a sacrifice. Odubel Herrera has 2 doubles tonight, 24 on the year, and both are pretty different. That's the first one to left center field, and this is the second one. Right place, right time. So, Murph, that's 24 doubles now for Odubel, 15 away from the Phillies' record for a rookie. But this has been pretty refreshing to see from the outfielders.
Yeah, you know, not just Herrera, but the other outfielders. We keep wanting to put our fingers on what is going right after the All-Star break. And, you know, it's a little bit of everything, but certainly the production from the outfield position has been much, much better in that time frame. And I'm talking about the 4 guys. I'm taking Ben Revere out of the equation, played a couple of games after the All-Star break. But you're talking about Jeff Francoeur, Don Brown, Herrera, and Ashe. Those 4, look at the numbers if you put them together, batting .325 with 17 doubles, 3 triples, 11 home runs, and 40 RBIs. That's in 23 games. That's the production you're getting from your outfield. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. You'd still like to see a little bit more power from your corner outfielders. Francoeur has 4 of those home runs basically coming off the bench for the most part. But that kind of production from your outfield in a short period of time, those 23 games, is certainly something you can build on. And with the exception of Francoeur, who's 31, these are young guys as well. So it's certainly something that you're looking at, and you're looking at as a positive. These guys can continue to produce like that. It's only going to be good news for the Phils.
Murph, how old are you?
Well, I'm a little older than Jeff. Is that what you're referring to?
31 sounds awfully good right about now.
Yeah. Well, I feel 31. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
But it is way better than it was before the All-Star break.
It is certainly better than it was.
Well, and I think there's 2 things. One, Murphy looked 25.
Thanks, buddy.
And 2, the outfielders are coming to the ballpark knowing they're going to be playing.
That's true.
You know, Pete last night told Frenchie in the 7th inning, oh, by the way, you're playing tomorrow, which is huge for a bench player.
Swing and a miss. Odubel strikes out. So after picking up hits number 99 and 100 in his first 2 at-bats, he goes down swinging. Another 2 away for Ryan Howard. Howard is 1 for 2. That, by the way, is the 4th strikeout for Jimmy Nelson. Phillies are getting some base runners, but he is hanging tough.
He's hanging tough, and what he's doing is when runners in scoring position, it's a steady diet of off-speed pitches. That's slider, the occasional curveball. He threw Ryan Howard last at bat a lot off speed, then threw a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Down the left field line, that'll slice out of play. 0-1 to Howard. Ryan's base hit his first time up, his 5th hit on the series, or in this road trip, I should say. He's 5 for 27. Got Utley over at third. Many a game during these two Phillies careers. Howard has driven Utley in.
And usually when he's driving him in, he's either on first or second.
Yeah,
so he's usually hitting third.
This is a chip shot right here.
Wow, this is a very tough. This is a chip shot over a bunker with 2 outs.
He blew a 96-mile-an-hour fastball by him, but it was way up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that happens usually. I mean, Jimmy Nelson's numbers: 21% curveball, 18% slider. You get slider, curve, slider, once in a while change. All of a sudden, you get that fastball. It's almost like you panic. You want to hit it.
That time he lays off. Count runs to 2-2. Strikes out, so the side is retired. So the second time Howard's gone down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nelson. Utley's left over at third. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth inning. The Phils still nursing a 2-run lead. An action program is a unique program that rewards small organizations that create big changes in the community. To learn more, visit citizensbank.com/community. At Citizens Bank, we want to help you bank better. So the next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. Bottom of the fifth inning, Phillies 2. The Brewers nothing. Game 2 of this 3-game series. We'll wrap up this road trip tomorrow afternoon. Chris Davis will lead it off. Davis grounded to shortstop his first time up. Well, it's up the end of the bat. It's going to wind up dropping. Yeah. Kodiashi will back up Odubel Herrera. Davis on his way to second will get there with a leadoff double. Just the second hit for the Brewers. 13th double of the year for Chris Davis. Well, it's time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. Matt, who holds the Brewers record for most home runs hit in one season by a pitcher?
I forget how to pronounce his name.
The first name or last name?
Both right now. I went blank. Giovanni. No. Giovanni.
Giovanni is correct for the first name. Listen, if I was Gene Rayburn, I'd have to give you just a half credit.
I'll take half. I'll take a 1 for 2. I think he hit 5 home runs. I think.
Giovanni Gallardo.
Him too. Gallardo.
Scooter Gennett lines one to left field. Picked up. Oh, it's off the glove of Kodiashi. A run will score. Gennett goes to second. It'll be a single and an E7. It's a 2-1 ball game. Phillies have to figure out how to get Scooter Gennett out.
It kind of looked like he just, he charged it properly, but you got to realize that he's not going to try to score the guy from second base on a ball hit the left field like that with none out.
Well, they do score a single and an E7, so a run scores. Now a runner at second base in a 2-1 game. Segura is swinging a miss. It's 0-1. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Still nobody out. We're getting toward the bottom of the Brewers order. This is number 7 in their lineup. He was productive last night. Ground ball to short. Oh, base running blunder by Jeanette. They've got him in a pickle. And Cesar tags him out, and the runner doesn't advance from first.
That's how you get him out.
Scooter Jeanette,
yes.
that is. Have him make a mistake.
Make him make a mistake.
Well, you do want a little confidence to be broken. Maybe that's the first step, because he's got 2 hits tonight. He's 9 for 17 against the Phillies.
Yeah, well, 2 things bad happened there. One, you didn't try to hit the ball to right field with not, really you want to try to hit the ball to right center, left center. He was getting that pull mode of trying to hit a home run. And 2, the ball hit in front of you. Never advance to third base unless it goes past the infielder.
Yeah, that was literally right in front of him.
Oh, right in front of you.
So now here's Herrera, who struck out his first time up. Segura leads off first. They'll keep an eye on him.
But honestly, Segura had no intentions of trying to hit the ball to right field. Man on second base, you do your job by hitting the ball to right field and allowing your teammate behind you to pick you up. First man he came out of his shoes, tried to hit a home run. And that one there, he smothered a sinker.
Good pitch. No balls, 1 strike.
And we know he can hit a ball to right field because of his first at bat. He ground up to second.
Right. Sharply. Well, Jerome is throwing the kitchen sink right now at these Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, he's throwing everything he has. But still establishing that first pitch. 0-2. .45 strikes, 12 balls for Jerome.
You're still 45 pitches away from that magic number of 102.
Maybe it's a complete game. 4 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed outside, 1-2.
Good time for that cutter inside. The only reason why I say it's a good time because the last 2 pitches, one just missed. Next one he tried to be fine with it, missed by quite a bit. Now get back on top of the ball and on top of that cutter, buried under his hand. You're either going to get a weak ground ball to first base or swing and miss.
Because the hitter is peeking out toward the outside part of the plate.
It has to.
There you go. It's a line drive base hit to right. It just didn't get in enough. Segura going to third, and he will get there. The throw gets away into the camera well, and a run will score. And we're tied up at 2. 2 errors in the inning for the Phils. Segura looks like he's hurt over third base. He'll eventually have to get up and head toward the plate. So a base hit for Herrera.
Oh, his head hit
the
and
leg.
His knee, yeah.
Tell you what, the way Cesar was set up, if that throw had been there where he could grab it, he may have been out because he was blocking the bag.
Well, it's a strong throw, perfect technique, low throw. This kind of, a few things happened so far this time. This inning was Herrera diving for the ball by Davis,
right,
which caused a double.
Yeah, instead of playing it on one hop.
Exactly. Now you have man on first with none out. The error in left field by Kobayashi. I'm assuming it'll be Aaron Frenching in right.
I believe that's what they will say, but it wasn't a bad throw. It may have just been away from Hernandez. It was tough for us to tell on that angle. So now the Brewers athletic trainer is out. They're doing a concussion test here just to see if Segura is okay. Looks like he was making him move his head to the left, to the right, see if there's any whiplash action. There's such a focus on concussions and concussion symptoms. They're going to take him out. They were always, well, I shouldn't say they're going to take him out. They're going to let him try to score, which he will do, and then make a decision on what they're going to do. So count the run. It's a 2-2 ball game. And they do charge the error to Jeff Francoeur. His head in slow-mo goes right into the leg of Cesar Hernandez.
And he would have been out if Cesar would have caught the ball.
So a base hit for Herrera, and the second error on the scoreboard for the Phils in this inning. And here is Nelson, who will be up there to try to sacrifice the runner over to third. Nope, he gets the bat head out, then pulls it back to take a shot, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, and don't forget Jerome Williams was over backing up third, but he wasn't in the right position.
He was behind the bag, but not toward the angle that he needed to be.
Exactly.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two. Got him. So 2 away. Strikeout number 4 for Jerome. Second time he's gotten Nelson. And now he's got to get Shane Peterson with 2 outs and a runner at second base to keep this at a 2-2 game. Peterson is grounded out to second. He's grounded out to first in his first 2 at bats. Since the trade of Carlos Gomez, Peterson is hitting .318, playing mostly every day in center field. Miss 0-1 through a changeup.
Jerome was still working down. The Davis hit was a high fastball. Scooter's base hit the left field was a good sinker low and away. It was the pitch to Herrera for the RBI. It was a four-seam fastball at 90, just up in the zone inside.
You see that one just misses down low.
Right.
2 balls and 1 strike.
But he's got away from throwing the cutters to left-handers.
Off the hands, out to second. And one hop, Utley's got it. And the side is retired. But 2-run score for the Brewers. 2 errors by the field. And an error in judgment as well. We'll go to the 6th, all even at 2. Phillies have needed him this season. Shortstop, second base, or third. He has been solid with his defense all over the diamond. His bat has been even better. When Chase went to the DL, Cesar went into action and has been one of the most consistent hitters on the team. Batting .324 in the month of June alone. Hernandez has shined in a career-best 100-plus games. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. 2-2 ball game, top of the 6th inning. Well, there is our recipient of the Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week, Cesar Hernandez. And we'll continue to give him some accolades. How about he's part of the defensive plays of the game, brought to you by Hyundai.
But he's been playing very good at third base, showing very good range, going far to his left, spinning and throwing a strike to Ryan Howard. Lucroy again comes up, short hop, very good hands, off balance throw. Another very good defensive play, so that's why that's a Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, Gene Segura is back in, so I guess whatever test the athletic trainer has done with him, he has passed. So he's back in playing shortstop after running his head into the leg of Cesar Hernandez. First pitch to Francoeur is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Francoeur's popped out and lined out softly, both to the second baseman. 2 runs score. Segura was the second run. That was an unearned run charged to the line of Jerome Williams. But as Matt pointed out, it was a combination. The trio out in the outfield all had a hand in those 2 runs scoring. I don't know how bad Jeff's throw was.
No, I think Jeff's throw was very good.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Francoeur. And he strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Nelson. And Cody Ashley's coming up.
High fastball. That's pretty good movement right there in the fastball. Thing is, I think the first 2 at bats, Jeff Francoeur has been arguing about the fastballs inside for strikes. He's stepping in the bucket a little bit, trying to hit that pitch because he doesn't trust the umpire.
Cody is 0 for 1. He was hit by pitches last time up. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Jimmy Nelson has not lost a game since the 10th of July. He's 3-0 during that time with a 1.85 ERA. Now the Brewers are 4-1 during that time. That's out to short left. Chris Davis is there. 2 outs. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, as promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. And today's photo comes from James T. Gray IV. James got a photo with the Fanatic, and he says, quote, "Without fail, every time he messes with my hat." And that's what the Fanatic does. And if you're follically challenged, he'll polish your head. They're his two moves.
Yeah, he will.
I know. You know. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag Philly Photo Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by the good folks at T-Mobile, guys.
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. Fanatic's been out and about while the Phils have been on the road. He's primed for the 2-game series against the Blue Jays on Tuesday and Wednesday. 1 ball, no strikes to Freddie Galvis. Outside, and it's 2-0. Lucroy trots out. In at the knees, and it's 2-1. Freddie also has been hit by a pitch and also has flied out tonight. So 0 for 1 officially. Guy's still throwing hard, 95 miles an hour here in the 6th inning. Off the hands, popped up. Third baseman Herrera crosses over, is under it. Side is retired. So the Phils go down in order for the first time tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Jonathan Lucroy once again will lead it off. Sports stores, go further and buy Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's a 2-2 game. The Phils jumped out to a 2-0 lead. The Brewers tied it in their half of the 5th inning. And now we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning on the heels of the sausage race. Last night it was Hot Dog in a landslide. Hot Dog is the number 4. Italian number 3. Chorizo number 5. Dog has the lead right there, but Italian starts bumping. But officially, we thought it was a photo finish that Italian may have won it, but now we look at the replay, and it was Hot Dog who walks away with a 2nd straight victory. There was a pounding on the wall after Hot Dog crossed the line, so I'm assuming that Ben had Hot Dog in our little pool. Collins out toward left center field, and Lucroy is on his way to 2nd, and he'll get there with a leadoff double. My, oh my, how things have changed in 2 innings time. A little bit of momentum swinging from one dugout to the other. Adam Lowen warming up for the bullpen. Bob McClure walking out to the mound. Just 69 pitches for Williams. Somehow he's got to try to find where he was the last couple of innings. Big Italian is telling the Brewers representative that I think I won. By the way, so you were the other hot dog?
That I was.
You and Jeff Howickman, our producer. So why was Ben banging on the wall? In support of you?
Hard to say what Ben's doing next door.
We do know that he's trying to dress like Larry because he's doing radio. Well, the pitch selection tonight for Jerome. 25 cutters. Couple of curves. I thought he threw more than 4 sliders, but they must have been cutters. Ryan Braun is 0 for 2. He's flied to center and he is struck out. So 0-1. He struck out his last time up. It was a long at bat. It was part of a 1-2-3 4th inning for Jerome, who had only allowed 1 hit prior to last inning. But now each team with 5 hits. To the shortstop. Galvis gobbles it up. He throws to third, and again another base running mistake. Boy, that has certainly helped the Phils. Back-to-back innings where the runner at second base has the play right in front of him, and he still tries to go over to third. Now that was a good play by Galvis to throw across his body like that.
No, it's a very good play, and what they say the rule of thumb is a second base or secondary lead. The ball is actually hit to his left.
Well, that's true.
Behind him. But the problem is that he did not know where Freddie Galvis was playing. Freddie's playing closer to him and gets up and not even close to third base.
So Luke Pry's retired, a fielder's choice for Braun. And Adam Lind, who's 0 for 2, will be the batter. Braun has stolen 18 bases, so you got to keep an eye on him as he leads off first. Chopper to first base, scooped up by Howard. He'll just tag out Lind. And there are 2 outs. Well, that's helpful. And here comes Chris Davis.
Yeah, and going back to that play at shortstop with Lucroy, so many people think that since the ball's hit right at you or to your left, that you should be going automatically. But people just forget to look at where the shortstop's playing. If your shortstop's playing in there and keeping you close from trying to steal second base, because usually Braun's going to try to hit that ball to right field, so your shortstop's going to keep him close. You got to realize where your shortstop is and how hard the ball's hit. Good pitch.
And he wanted it.
Close, Freddie's close. You know, he's communicating with Jerome, saying, "Okay, go ahead and throw it home." But now it's a 2-hopper, top spin. Excuse me, 3-hopper. But he makes the play by coming in to get the ball.
tough pitches to take if you're Chris Davis. 2 balls and 1 strike, but now he's got himself in a good spot. Fouls it back, and it's even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Play by Ruiz, and he keeps Broad at second base, but now it's 3-2. Chris Davis.
And what do you do here? You have Scooter, the guy who's been hitting against the Phillies very good this year, or you got Davis at the plate hitting .296 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
I think you go after this guy.
I agree.
Pitches for Jerome. Before Pete and Cannon have been chatting about the way this inning has transpired. Ground ball toward third, picked up on a hop by Cesar Hernandez, and the side is retired. So Jerome gets out of it without allowing a run after the leadoff double by Lou Croy. Ryan Braun is left out at second base. Will move to the 7th inning. The game even at 2. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. 2 runs scored at the bottom of the 5th inning for the Brewers to tie it up at 2 after the Phillies had scored 1 in the 1st and another in the 3rd, and a home run by Chase Utley, who's 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Jimmy Nelson and Jerome Williams have both been pretty good here tonight. Nelson begins the 7th by facing Carlos Ruiz. And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. The ball's 1 strike to Ruiz. Ground ball to third. And it's picked up by Herrera. 1 away. And here comes Dominic Brown to pinch hit for Jerome Williams. So Jerome's done after 6 innings tonight. 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned.
12 ground ball outs. Tremendous. That's what happens when you live at the bottom of the zone.
Thought they might let him roll out there for another inning. Breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Ball, no strikes to Brown. By 2-0. Put his jacket on. I think he thought he was going to go out there for another inning too. Dominic Brown late on a fastball, and it's 2-1. Dominic overall hitting .234 with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in on the year. 1 for 6 as a pinch hitter. 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter. 2 away. Chase Utley's coming up. NBC 10 First Alert Weather, tracking conditions in your neighborhood to keep your family prepared. Count on it. Tonight's ball game on NBC 10. This is our final telecast on NBC 10 for the 2015 season. Chase Utley is 2 for 3. He's homered. He's also doubled. Struck out his first time up. 214 average. Kicks inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I believe Chase rather sees the ball nicely in this ballpark, hitting .386, 7 home runs and 20 stakes.
Well, you've said this is a good ballpark to hit it.
It's tremendous.
Batter's
up. Oh, it's huge.
Outside 2-0.
Now, don't ask me tomorrow because the shadows will be bad.
Well, I wondered about that at the start of tonight's game because there was a lot of sun basking on the outfield wall, the batter's eye. Didn't seem to affect the Phillies at all in their first couple of at-bats. Up and away, 3-0.
Looks like Chase is trying to think, do I want to swing or not?
Well, he takes ball 4. The Phillies with only 1 hit in the last 3 innings, or last 4 innings, I should say, have their second or third base runner overall, a hit by pitch and a walk. Follow the Phillies wherever you are with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Go to MLB.com At Bat for more information. The last 3 starts for Jerome, 18 innings and 3 earned runs, counting the 6 innings he pitched tonight and the 1 earned run he allowed. 5 hits, 4 strikeouts.
I like the fact that the last 3 starts he's only walked 3 hitters.
We talked about his splits, how good his splits have been. 0-2 to Cesar.
Oh, nice play.
Will Smith, who pitched in last night's ball game, warming up right now. Justin DeFreitas is warming up in the Phillies bullpen. There's DeFreitas. Under the watchful eye of Rod Nichols, Phillies bullpen coach. That one gets away from Lucroy, and up to second base goes Chase Utley. Now base hit to give the Phils the lead again.
Slider down the dirt through the 5-hole. Good base running, and it was good base running because a lot of time people at first base will take a secondary lead, assume the ball's caught, put their head down, and start going back towards first base. Chase kept an eye out the whole way.
In the dirt again, 2-2. At the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Michael Conforto has hit a 2-run home run. Second home run of the night for the New York Mets, and they've tied the Pirates up at 3. Inside, 3-2 to Cesar Hernandez. With Odubel waiting on deck. Ball 4. So 2 walks issued by Nelson. And Odubel's coming up. Let's see what Craig Counsell does with the lefty warming in the bullpen. Here he comes. And that may be it for Jimmy Nelson. They may be content with getting 6 2/3 from him tonight. There is the signal to the pen. So we have a pitching change here at Miller Park. Top of the 7th inning. And Craig Counsell will go with the left-hander Will Smith to try to get out of a little bit of a problem here that the Phils have kicked up. We'll be back right after this. Monday, August 24th is Country Music Night at Citizens Bank Park. Enjoy country music bands and much more. You can order your tickets now at Phillies.com/country and be one of the first 2,000 fans to receive the exclusive Philly Camo Snapback hat. It's all part of a 4-game series against the Mets. There it is right there. Pretty good giveaway. Again, go to Phillies.com/country for more information. So here is Will Smith, top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Phillies have runners on first and second, facing Odubel Herrera for the second time in this series. Odubel got a base hit against him yesterday. Hernandez leads off first. Utley leads off second. He was under 200 until that base hit last night. Breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Pickoff play is on at second base, and Utley is out at second base. They dropped the ball. Never mind. The ball is still sitting in the baseline. They called him out, but he dropped the ball. There must be some reason why, according to Fielding Colbreth, that they didn't call him safe. They called him out. Pete Mackanin is coming up the stairs. He's asked the umpires to hold the defense. He didn't do it intentionally. Oh, right there. So I guess right there they're saying that Utley, because his foot got caught in the glove, that's what jarred it loose right there. So Pete Mackanin has asked them to take a look at it. Fielding Colbreth realized the ball was loose, but as Chase's spike got caught in the glove, he was trying to shake his foot loose, and in doing so knocked the ball loose. So this play is under review, so the folks in New York will take a look at it. He's out by a mile, as you can see here, right there. Segura has it. Chase is out. His foot gets caught in the glove, and right there the ball's coming out. It was on Chase's foot for a little while.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, I have to admit, I don't know what the rule is on something like that.
Right.
It's unintentional what Chase did. If it's intentional, then a lot of times there's an issue. But it was unintentional what Chase did. He was tagged out. There's no question about that. But the ball was not taken out of the glove by Segura's hand, his throwing hand. It was knocked out by Chase's glove. Right there, he's already called out. Segura leaning back on the rail, and he'll just wait as New York reviews it.
The only thing is when he steps on the glove, is the ball bobbling and moving around inside the glove.
That's the part that I don't know,
So
because it is unintentional. Right. If it's intentional, then they'll usually side with the fielder. You cannot intentionally do it. Take a look right here. I mean, they had him. Daylight play. He was dead to rights. See right there, the ball's in the glove. It's firm. He steps on the glove. I think he's going to be called out here. The ball now is on the foot of Chase Utley. Safe. So again, I honestly don't know the rule in that situation. So there's a rule, and we'll try to get to it. Craig Counsell's coming out. He wants an explanation from the second base umpire. He's not allowed to argue it, obviously, and he's being cut off by Manny Gonzalez. And Fielding Colbreth will give him an explanation. Now, Colbreth made the call, and it was up to New York to change it.
You know, what's funny about the replay, sorry, is that why do you go out and argue with the umpires on the field when they didn't overturn the call?
Correct. That's why Fielding Colbreth does not have to give him an explanation.
Right.
But that he's doing this. There can't be an argument, because the argument would have to be with New York, but there has to be a rule. So we can't talk about it.
Yeah. Well, you're out there. You might as well get your money's worth.
He's going to get thrown out of the ballgame if he keeps it up.
Well, he should. He's already had about 3 or 4 times. I can't talk about it. But you're out there.
And he's just been thrown out of the ball game. By rule, they're not allowed to go out and question the call once New York changes the call. And this is not fielding Colbert. He made the call. He said out.
Right. He doesn't. It's not him who overruled the call.
Right. Well, Chase is very fortunate because he was. There was some daylight there.
The only thing I'm seeing, Tom, is that when he steps on the ball, you know, Chase steps right in the glove. He's moving his foot because his spike is caught into the glove.
Right. I mean, that's what we're assuming right there. Well, once we get the explanation, we will let you know. No balls, 1 strike to Odubel Herrera. 0-2. Well, they have now scored that in E6 on June Segura. No balls, 2 strikes to Herrera. He lays off this time. It's 1-2.
So E6 saying that he was out, but dropped the ball on the tag.
Correct. Two and two. Odubel's laid off a couple of tough pitches. Ball 3, 3-2.
Kind of notice that Manny Gonzalez's strike zone has shrunk a little bit.
A little bit. Ryan Howard waits on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners will take off. There they go. And a call. Strike 3. Odubel down looking. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits. An odd play that kept the inning alive. The Phillies lead 2 and will stretch here in Milwaukee. Phillies go to their bullpen just as the Brewers did. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire the opposition 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Justin DeFreitas, who's usually the long man for the Phillies, is being brought on here in a tough spot with the game tied at 2. This is where Justin was brought in, let's say, last year. Net bunts up the third base line. Hernandez picks it up. Probably should have let it try to roll foul. I don't know if it would have gone foul, but anyway, it's a bunt single for Scooter Gennett. So he's 3 for 3. Here's the definitive look that the Major League Baseball says that they used on this play at second base. See, the ball is firmly in his glove there, and then Utley hits the glove, and that Major League Baseball has determined that he did not have complete control of the ball through the tag, which is what we kind of deduce, that whether you think it was intentional or not, Major League Baseball has deemed it unintentional that Utley stepped on the bag. Segura is up with a runner at first. He shows bunt. Ball is off the glove of Ruiz. Runner up to second base.
That hit him?
I don't think it hit him. It just went off the glove of Carlos. That'll be a wild pitch. So, Matt, it was basically what you had said. That did he have, as you see the pitch, it did not hit him. It went off of Carlos as well. That he did not have firm control of it when Utley's foot hit the glove. Right. And it wasn't intentional, according to Major League Baseball, which is what we had thought. One ball and no strikes. Line drive, base hit to center field. Rounding third, heading for home is Gennett. Herrera's throw will be cut off by Howard, and the Brewers take the lead. It's a 3-2 ball game. An RBI single by Segura.
Impressive, taking a fastball up by the head. Then the fastball away and take it right back up the middle.
So he's at first base, still nobody out. And Elian Herrera will be the batter. Herrera hitting .234. He has a base hit tonight. He's 1 for 2. Runner goes. Pitch is swung on and missed, and it's a stolen base. So another runner in scoring position now for the Brewers. He bunts it in the air. Carlos off of the mask makes the catch, so one away. And Jason Rogers will be coming up as a pinch hitter for the Brewers. So he'll pinch hit for Will Smith. Rogers .224 with 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in. Araujo warming up now for the Phils. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. This is the way the inning began. This bunt single up the third base line. Cesar decided to pick it up. I don't know if it would have gone foul or
I don't
not.
think it would have either.
I mean, it looked like it was pretty straight. That was a beautiful bunt. That was by Scooter Gennetta's 3rd hit of the night. In the air to left field. Ashe dancing back. He's under it. Makes the catch. And Segura will not advance. So 2 outs here in the 7th inning. And that will bring Shane Peterson to the plate. Buchanan coming out, so they're going to bring Elvis Araujo into the ball game. So a pitching change with a runner in scoring position. They'll go with the lefty to face the left-hander. Justin DeFreitas will exit. He's charged with 1 run so far and responsible for the runner at second base. 2 men down, bottom of the 7th inning. The Brewers lead the Phillies 3-2 here in Milwaukee. We'll have a lefty on lefty situation when we return to Miller Park. Phillies Fantasy Camp is the sports experience where anything becomes possible. January 20th to the 24th of next year. Join a lineup of Phillies legends like Mike Schmidt. He could also take part in a 1-hour hitting clinic by Michael. Create memories that will last a lifetime. Book now at PhilliesFantasyCamp.com. Elvis Araujo was in to try to keep this at a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Brewers have taken the lead. Phillies had a 2-0 lead. Had other opportunities to add on, but didn't do it. A big swing by Shane Peterson, and it's 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Numbers on Araujo, 1-1 with a 3.06 ERA. Ball, 2 strikes, 91 on that fastball.
This game just feels like it should be a totally different score of 3-2.
In whose favor? Either team?
Either one. It should be higher.
The Phillies certainly had opportunities early on. They didn't add on against Nelson. There's a strike 3 called, 92. And the side is retired, but the Brewers do take the lead. They get a run on a base hit by Gene Segura. We'll head to the 8th inning. The Brewers on top by 1. on our most exciting lineup ever. ShopNissan.com. By Budweiser, still brewed the hard way. This Bud's for you. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Top of the 8th inning, the Phils down by 1. And they will face Jeremy Jeffress. Nice crowd on hand. The Goo Goo Dolls are performing afterward. This is a large Saturday night crowd watching the Phils and the Brewers. Good crowd last night of over 30,000. Same here tonight. Jeffress is 3-0 with 3.22 ERA, 47 strikeouts in 44 2/3 innings. And he will face Ryan Howard, Jeff Francoeur, Cody Ashe, with the Phils trailing it by 1.
Jeremy Jeffress has a very good arm. Good fastball, 94 to 97. Curveball and a change. And he likes throwing his changeup. His curveball's a 12 to 6. It's pretty good stuff.
Well, there's Luis Garcia, who was not utilized in the 7th inning, being utilized in the 8th. Howard is 1 for 3. One ball, one strike, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Howard 1 for 7. So far in the series. He taps it foul. Outside, 2-2. Off the hands, out toward left center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So Howard fights it off, picks up his 2nd hit of the night. The leadoff single, and Jeff Francoeur is coming up.
I wonder if you're going to see a pinch runner.
Well, Pete does have Andres Blanco he can use as a pinch runner.
I would think it, unless he gets in scoring position.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Francoeur is struck out tonight. He's popped out and lined out softly. 1 ball, no strikes.
Jeffress is rocking the Oakland A's color spikes, the all white ones.
Yeah, he's got the white spikes. Does he think he's in an all-star game? Got the Brewers gold trimming those spikes. Tapper over the mound, charging is Segura. His only play is at first base, and he's able to get Francoeur. 1 away. Cody Ashe's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with the Major League Notebook.
All right, thanks, guys. Brought to you by St. Joseph's University. And a little history being made at Fenway Park, and that's saying something. For the 2nd time in 2 days, the Sox offense just erupted. Tonight, they scored 22 runs against Seattle. They had last night scored 15 and had 21 hits. Tonight, 22 runs, 26 hits. It's only the 2nd time in 100 years that the Red Sox have had more than 15 runs and more than 20 hits in a game back-to-back. And no other team in Major League Baseball has done it in that 100 years. years. So the Red Sox have done it twice. Nobody else has done it. Very interesting stuff. And also Ichiro Suzuki, another milestone for him. Professional hit number 4,192 tonight. And with that hit, he passes Ty Cobb on that professional hits list. Of course, you know, some of his hits obviously came while he played in Japan, but still 4,192 professional hits and counting for Ichiro, and he does pass Ty Cobb on the list tonight. So pretty impressive stuff for sure.
Closing in on 3,000 for his career in the big leagues, which he should get next year at some point. Remarkable career for Ichiro Suzuki. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
I saw a report saying that the Marlins were open to bring him back next year as
very
well.
Popular. He's been very popular. In fact, his jersey sales for the first half of the year were the highest of any Marlins player, even more than Giancarlo Stanton and Jose Fernandez. Time is called. 2 balls, no strikes to Ashe. Tying runners at second base here in the top of the 8th inning for the Phillies.
I still would like to see if he gets his 3,000 hit in a Mariners uniform.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, according to the home plate umpire. Did not need help from Jim Reynolds.
It's a pretty good curveball right there. Recognized too late there was a curveball out of the zone and couldn't hold up the swing.
Over toward the hole, backhanded by Segura, knocked down by Segura. And the Phillies will have first and second with 1 man down.
Should be a base hit.
It should be. And they have scored it a hit. Segura has made 14 errors on the year.
Well, 13 the questionable one as we watch the replay right here. Showing his range to his right. And he overran it. I still don't think he would have had a chance with Cody.
I don't think he would have either. So Freddie Galvis will bat with 2 runners on and 1 man down.
Good base running by Ryan, not trying to go to third base, by the way.
Play was in front of him. Kind of a quick bat with 96 coming on you, the way Jeffers hides the ball too.
Although, of course, the one time, or not, I shouldn't say one time, the time that you do read it well off the bat, the shortstop's bobbled, so you would have been safe at third base.
Better play it safe at this point.
Absolutely.
This has not been the cleanest of games. Leo Kotz, the lefty, is warming up in the bullpen for the Brewers. Could have sworn the way Manny Gonzalez pointed that he was calling that a strike, because he pointed basically the same way that he pointed the last time, but he was just looking over to the third base umpire, Jim Reynolds. 3 balls, 1 strike to Galvis. Try to time this fastball from Jeffers. And it's over our heads, and it's 3-2. Made every play tonight. Thankfully, had that beard to cushion that pop.
Well, a line drive right over second baseman's head would be a lovely thing right in the gap.
That was a breaking ball. He was thinking fastball the whole way. He got the breaking pitch. 2 outs, and Carlos Ruiz is walking to the plate.
Well, this is a swing where you don't even look at the ball. You're anticipating a fastball. See how far out in front and over top he was in the curveball.
Such a difference between 96 and 83 as far as the velocity goes.
Well, there is a big difference, but there's also a big difference when you do not trust your hands while you're hitting.
Well, that's true.
You know, with 2 strikes, you want to think about letting the ball get deep and trying to get jammed. You have a better chance of maybe recognizing a fastball if you're sitting curveball, whatever.
All right, so now it's up to Ruiz, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Phillies trail at 3-2. They led 2-0 up until the 5th inning. Brewers scored 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. Carlos has not agreed with these last 2 pitches the way they've been called by the home plate umpire. Pretty close pitches, though. They looked like they were right at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ruiz. Swing and a miss. He got it. Lucroy will pick it up in front of the plate and fire to first, and the inning is over. Back-to-back strikeouts by Jeffress, and the Phillies lead 2 here in their half of the 8th inning. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left. Middle of the 8th, it's the Brewers 3, the Phillies 2. Figurine free to all fans. Tickets can be purchased anytime by going to Phillies.com There you see the bobble figurine. It's always a great giveaway to get some bobbleheads. And this one is a throwback of Phillies bench coach Larry Bowa. Well, we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's a 3-2 Brewers lead. And Jonathan Lucroy will lead it off against Luis Garcia. So Garcia, who takes over here for Elvis Araujo. Will face Lucroy, Ryan Braun, and Adam Linds. Pops it up first base side. Ryan Howard over toward the stands and out of room. But that guy's okay.
Wait on the chair.
Had a hurt. Said he's okay. I thought he hit his head too. Here we go. Coming to the ballpark, looking for a souvenir. Whoop. A really good attempt.
Ow.
0-2 to Lucroy. Lucroy had a double back in the 6th inning. Was caught going from 2nd to 3rd on a ground ball to shortstop. Outside, 1-2. One-two pitch. That one's going to be moved back into center field, a base hit right off the end of the bat. Lucroy has the 2nd hit of the evening. So he's aboard with nobody out in the home 8th. And Ryan Braun will be the hitter. Ryan Braun is 0 for 3, 0 for 6 in the series. Lifetime .304 hitter for the Milwaukee Brewers, signed through the 2020 season. Francisco Rodriguez warming up in the bullpen for the Brewers. This is a save situation. Sometimes when you're pulled like that, your bat looks so slow. I mean, he was thinking something else, and he got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
About the same location to Lucroy, they hit the bases up the middle. That pitch wasn't bad. That was low and off the plate.
Now you can hear it the way it hit the bat. It was right off the end of the bat. Tapper back toward the mound. Garcia's got it. He throws to first, even though he probably had a play at second base. Chase was pointing towards second. I think Garcia just took it upon himself to flip it over to first. I don't think Chooch was yelling first.
Big chopper. Yeah, he had lots of time. He realized to turn him through to second base.
Yeah, nobody was telling him to throw to first. He just did that on his own. Chase was pointing. Yep. Carlos was still behind home plate. And now they're going to walk Adam Lind intentionally. 0 for 6 in the series, 0 for 3 tonight. Try to put the double play in order if they can. Chris Davis has grounded out twice to the left side. He's also doubled.
Watch how hard he throws his ball in. 89.
Yeah, he's probably at some point in his career had trouble doing it, so this is the only way he can do it cleanly.
mile-an-hour.
He'd be great at a carnival. He'd win a lot of prizes. NBC 10 First Alert Weather, the most reliable weather coverage in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Count on it. Hoping for good weather this week when the Phils return home for 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday, against the Blue Jays. Yankees have seemed to have cooled off the Toronto Blue Jays. Phillies, who won the first 3 games of this road trip, 4-3. With the rest of this one and tomorrow to play. Chris Davis is up. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Good pitch to start him out with. Scooter Gennett is on deck. Center field, a base hit. Lucroy's to third. He's being held there. Now the bases are now loaded for Scooter Gennett, who is 3 for 3. His last hit was a bunt single. Well, 2 balls that were basically looped into center field in this inning.
Exact same pitch, exact same location, exact same result.
Well, Bob McClure heading out to the mound. So Bob talking to Luis and also to Carlos Ruiz. Chase talking to the infielders. So the Phillies have some more movement going on in the bullpen. Adam Lowen is going to start to throw again. So Gennett is up. The Phillies play the infield halfway up the middle. The corners are back behind the bag. Broken back through the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Rounding third, being held there is Lind. And it's now a 4-2 ball game. A 4-hit night for Scooter Gennett. First 4-hit game of his career.
Well, he makes a very good pitch, fastball inside, jams him. I thought right there where it hit the mound and popped up would have slowed it down, but just out of Richard Galvis, the shortstop.
Yeah, well, station baseball now for the Brewers. Their lead is at 2, and Segura is the batter. Segura is 1 for 3 with an RBI. 10 hits now for Milwaukee in this game. Well, they are swinging at a lot of first pitches here. In RBI situations, the count is 0-1. Brewers have had 4 first pitch hits tonight.
Fastball up and in. Just can't really get away from him. Like twice he's done that. Twice it's happened to him.
Last time he hit a single. Fouls it away. It's 1-2. There's Lowen. Oh, man. That was a bullet into the crowd. Everybody seems okay. Make sure there's no glass on the floor. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield in. 1 man down.
Get this slider down. You guys just down off everything.
Yeah, they're teeing it up right now. They had 1 hit through the first 4 innings. Since the 4th inning, they had 9 hits. 9 hits and 4 runs. Got him. Threw him the slider and he missed it toward the outside part of the plate. 2 away. And here comes Herrera. They're going to leave Luis in to face Herrera. Herrera has 1 hit tonight. He's 1 for 3. Well, they have scored 1 run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hernan Perez is out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Pitcher's spot is due up next. Phillies hope they don't get to that spot. No balls, 1 strike. Good slider again, 0-2.
If you get out of this inning with 1 run, then you look back on what if. A little tapper back to the pitcher if you turn and get the forced runner at second base. A little different story, isn't it?
Yeah, it has not been the squeaky clean game that you would like to have. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Ruiz. Ball bounced about 3 or 4 feet in front of the plate.
Fastball in the dirt at 94. Does a nice job getting down there and blocking it. Just tell you how far it is up in front. Nice call, Tom. 3 or 4 feet.
Spiking it. He got him. Threw him a slider, and the side is retired. The Brewers leave him loaded, but they do get an insurance run. Scooter Gennetta's first ever 4-hit night on to the 9th inning. Francisco Rodriguez is coming in. Trail it by 2. They're trying to end a streak for Francisco Rodriguez. The reason the Brewers are on top of it is because of our W.B. Mason delivery of the game. And there have been a handful of deliveries since the 5th inning for the Brewers.
Well, there has. This one here comes the 7th inning. Segura gets a fastball out over the plate versus DeFreitas. Drives his 34th RBI of the year to make the ball game 3-2 at that point.
Yeah, they added on another run to make it 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. So that's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game. Peterson moves from center field to left field, and just like last night, Logan Schaefer will take over in center, and Andres Blanco will pinch hit against Francisco Rodriguez. Francisco Rodriguez has converted 32 consecutive saves dating back to last year's last blown save is nearly a year ago, August 27th against the San Diego Padres. The save in last night's game, and he delivers outside. Padres hitting .286 on the year. He has 10 pinch hits, 2 pinch hit home runs. Phillies just want to get a base runner on here and bring the tying run to the plate. Two balls, 1 strike. Tried to dart it at the same spot, but it was a little lower, so 3-2.
Wasn't low by much,
no,
but it was a little lower.
Strike 3 call.
This is what you call a front door changeup that freezes a hitter.
Oh, yeah.
Comes right back in the middle of the plate.
That's a good pitch.
In a third, yeah.
That's a good pitch.
Very seldom you see a front door changeup, which I don't think he did on purpose.
Well, if he did, he's going to be pitching for a lot longer. That almost looked like it broke like almost like a curve or a slider the way it went. Utley hits the changeup foul and on play, and it's 0-1. Ground ball to first base, knocked down by Lind, and he flips to Rodriguez covering. 3-1 on the putout. And 2 outs now. Well, not the Phillies' finest ball game, and Pete knows that. So does the guy next to him, Larry Boa. The mistakes have led to this deficit. And here is Cesar Hernandez with 2 men down. Cesar hitless in this series. 0 for 6 overall. 0 for 2 tonight. Sacrifice and a walk. Off the end of the bat. Foul. Cesar taking a look at that top of that bat to make sure it's not cracked. Strikeouts tonight for Brewers pitching. Francisco Rodriguez has it, no balls and 2 strikes. And now the 0-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss, he got it, and the ball game is over. The Brewers have taken the first 2. The first 6 in this season series as they close out the Phils by a final score of 4-2. It moves the Phillies record on this road trip to 4-4. Scooter Gennett is our Chevrolet player of the game. Look what he's done the entire year against the Phillies, let alone tonight. 4 for 4, 2 RBIs and a run scored. So he is our Chevrolet player of the game. Chase Utley had another good night for the Phils, but overall the Phils did not play a clean baseball game. Brewers got away with some things. Phillies could not. They lose at 4-2. We'll wrap it up right after this.